I'll get my thing open.
There's a quiz tomorrow. Is that what that says?
A quiz tomorrow, yes. A quiz tomorrow over balancing equations.
Yes, over this balancing.
Balancing equations, yes, ma'am.
Yeah, hello.
I swear this thing only never. This is the only class I have trouble with it in. Poor class. Hold on 1 minute, y'all. Just put it all the way. Well, let me just shut that sucker all the way off and try again. Figure out how to shut it off. What class did he had? He had a class this morning he had to go so early for?
He belongs to this organization on campus called RUF, and they were having a planning meeting today for the semester. And he had to go give him $3,000 at campus. You know how that goes. I'm like,
For the group he's in?
No.
Oh, I was like, geez, Louise.
Part of his tuition. I tried to split it up in 4 payments because I'm like, ooh.
All right.
My cousin's so funny. I was telling her that I had to send $3,000 with Tommy when he went today to pay towards his tuition. And I was like, because we don't ever get any financial aid. Like we're that middle class that gets overlooked all the time. And so she's like, we always pay out of our pocket. She goes, I had to send $1,200 for first semester at Warren. I said, girl, I wish my tuition was $1,200 a semester. I said, try $12,000 a semester. And that's room and board because his tuition is up, like his classes are paid for with his academic scholarship. But room and board we pay.
Right, and that adds up.
Yeah.
All right. Sorry about that, y'all. Finally got it going. So let me just kind of work through this one. I'm going to do the tallying, even though you may not have needed that. So I have 2 silver and 1 oxygen. And that's just because I have not a coefficient, a subscript of 2 here. And then my oxygen doesn't have one. So we assume 1. And then over here, I have 1 and then 2. So obviously it's not balanced because I need those to equal each other. So where would you put a coefficient first? Anybody? Higher, where'd you put your first coefficient? If this one has 2 and this one only has 1, where do I need to put my coefficient? In the front here, and what do I need to do? A coefficient of what? 2, perfect. So now that changed that to 2, so that looks good. So my oxygen, I have 2 here and only 1 here. So I need to go to my lower side. What do I need to multiply 1 by? So I'll end up with 2. 2. So I put that in the front of the compound that has the silver. I'm sorry, the oxygen. So that was this one. It changed my oxygen to 2, but now what did it change my silver to? 4. But we did kind of those yesterday. That's not a big deal. I just come back and erase that because instead of a 2 in front of that silver, what do I actually need? A 4. And then everything is balanced like that. And that happens sometimes. You put a coefficient in front of one, and then you work a little bit, and then you find you have to go back and change it.
There was another one up there earlier. Was that not for this class?
Oh, did I pull up the wrong one?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, no, that was for my other class. Sorry, y'all.
So we don't worry about it.
Did y'all have a chance? Did everybody have a chance to change their journal to this? I'm sorry. Ooh, it's Wednesday, and it's feeling like a Monday.
Uh-oh.
Feeling like a Monday. Okay.
So the 4 only goes to the.
Yes. On this one, Summer, the 4 only goes to the silver. If I would have put something in front of this oxygen, let's say it would have only go to that oxygen. This one, 2 goes to everything in that whole compound that's behind it. So, because this, like plus is like a stop sign. This 4 only affects that one element. But since this is a compound and those 2 are now attached together, when I put a coefficient in front of it, it has to affect the whole thing. All right. I think some people have maybe a couple of questions.
Yeah, I know reading, beyond.
So I'm going to pull up the worksheet from yesterday that we are working on. And if you have some questions, and I can address those, or at least I'm going to try to pull up that worksheet. Brittany, did you have a question too? Okay. So. So virtual students, this is the worksheet from yesterday, and I have a couple of students that have questions, so that's why I'm going back to it. And I can also address your questions if you need it. Which one did you have a question on, Yadian?
You told me all of them.
All of them. Okay, Riddy, did you have a question on a specific one?
You had some on the back and then the 2 bottom.
7? Did you say 7? Okay, let's look at number 7. Hey, Zeus, you want to get up and get your worksheet out? We're on number 7. Did you finish that whole worksheet? Did you finish the front and the back? Okay, well, we're looking at number 7. Okay, so I'm just going to do my tally first. So I have carbon, sulfur, and oxygen. And here I have carbon, sulfur, and oxygen also. And like I said, I like to keep them in order. So I'm going to take my tally. 1 carbon, how many sulfur? 2, and oxygen, 2. And on this side, how many carbon do I have? 1. Sulfur, I have 1. And oxygen, I have 4. Because I have 2 here and 2 here. All right, so my carbon looks good, so I'm going to worry about my sulfur. I have 2 on my reactant side, so I need to fix it on my product side. So what coefficient am I going to have to use? A 2. So once again, I got to put it in front of that compound. So that changed my sulfur to 2. And what did it change my oxygen to? So, but remember 4 here, and then plus those 2 right there. 6 altogether. So that's what makes this one a little harder. The oxygen's in 2 different places. But I have 2 times 2, 4 from that, and I still have these 2 over here. So that's how I had the 6. All right, now I have 6 on my product side. So I need to get 6 on my reactant side. So what do I need to put in front of this oxygen to do that? A 3, exactly. 3 times 2 would give me 6.
Yes, a little bit.
So Summer, that's what we did.
Did you get it?
Did you have another one, Rudy, that you needed to look at? Number 9. Okay. All right. Anybody got any questions on that one? Coach Ray, you were good on yours? You don't need, okay. And Tabitha, I got you. Yeah, we're going to go over number 9. We're going to move to number 9. If I know, if you're finished with this, if you go on to your daily work for today, and Tabitha, I know you're finished too, and Josue too. If you get it, you'll need your Chromebooks for what we're going to do today. I'm gonna go ahead and tell them what we're doing, and then I'll come back and help. You're going to need your Chromebooks. If you go under daily work with today's date, it's just a continuation of balancing equations. And you'll just open it up. It's like a set of slides, and you kind of answer some questions. And then there's a few balancing equations at the end, and then it's a little quiz attached to it. All right, number 9, same thing. This one has more elements, so that makes it a little harder. Potassium, iodine, and oxygen. And I'm just going to do the same thing over here. All right, I'm going to take my tally. 1 potassium, 2 chlorine. Oh, not 1 potassium, 1 barium. But I still do have 1 potassium, 1 iodine, and 3 oxygen. And now on my product side, the barium is not in the parentheses, so it's not affected by that too. So I still have 1 barium. But because that iodine is in parentheses, I have 2 iodine and 3 times 2, 6 oxygen. And then 1 and 1. Y'all all agree with me there? Double check me. Did y'all find it okay? Which way did y'all, is it in there? Y'all let me know if you have any questions, okay? All right, so let's just start looking. Barium looks good. The chlorine is off. So that's where I'm going to start off. I have 2 here and only 1 here. I'm going to go to my smaller side. And what coefficient do I need to put in front of it? 2. So that changed both things behind it. So that changed my chlorine to 2 like I wanted, but it also changed my potassium, my K, to 2. All right, so I'm just going to keep on moving down the line. Because of that, it got my potassium off. So now I'm going to work on my potassium. I'm going to go to the smaller side. I need 2. I only have 1. So that means I need to multiply it by 2. So I'm going to put that in front of there. Change my potassium to 2, but it also changed my iodine and my oxygen. So how many iodine do I have now? 2, and oxygen, 6. And that last one made it balance. And that's usually what happened. You go back and forth, and then finally one will make it balance out. Yeah, trying to keep up. It helps to be a little organized. Did y'all have any questions on that work from yesterday, my virtual students? All right, so today, if you'll go into your Google Classroom, under daily work, Wednesday 113 is continuing on, and you'll just work on this yourself. You can type directly on these slides, or you'll get to some where you may have to drag something over there, but all of it has to do with the balancing equations and the things that we talked about. And then at the end, there's a link to quiz that has a short little practice on it. And tomorrow, don't forget, y'all have a quiz over balancing equations. Rudy, was that the only, do you have any other ones that you were struggling with? Okay, I'll come up. Let me come over there. Just get that one. was when I told you to skip it. It was wrong. Yeah, so skip number 4. Are you working on it? Skip it. I'm sorry. Summer, skip number 4. It was. Although somebody got it though.
I know, yeah, I did number 4, but I had trouble with the other.
Oh, really? Really, are you good? Okay. All right. I should be able to finally get some grades in on Friday. You good with what we're doing yesterday? You're fine? Do whichever one you want. Maybe finish the paper today and then do the other one. You do it however, it doesn't matter to me. I won't you'll have to the end of the week to get them done, so. Since you've already started the paper, you might want to just do that.
He wants you to check that
Sure.
last one.
This one, all right. 2 lithium, 2 nitrates. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hi, Eric, can you work on finish up? Because you still got this to do also. Okay. Okay. We'll look at them. Number 5. Okay, on number 5, Summer, because of that iodine, you're going to have to try to get 6 on each side. That's what makes that harder. We did a couple of those in class. But because you have that 2 and that 3, the smallest number that you have would be 6. So you're going to have to try to get 6 on each side, and then that'll make you have to also put something in front of the SB. Which one, Yadian? 8. All right, let's look at 8. What did we do here? Show up on my 8. All right. Yeah, the more elements you get, then it gets a little hydrogen, sulfur, oxygen, sodium. Ooh, that's a lot. That is a lot. All right, so let's start. I have 2 hydrogen, 1 sulfur, 4 oxygen, and then everything here I have just 1. agree with me on that one, Yadian? Here, 1 hydrogen, 1 carbon, 1 nitrogen, and then because of that 2, I have 2 sodium, just 1 sulfur, and 4 oxygen. All right, so I'm just going to start at the top. I have 2 hydrogen on one side and only 1 on the other side. So what do I need to put in front? Because I have 2 and over here I only have 1. So what do I need to put in front of here? 2. So that changes my hydrogen like I want it to, but it changed some other things too. Change my carbon and my nitrogen. All right, so moving on down, my sulfur looks good, my oxygen looks good. So the next one that's off is my sodium. I have 1, and over here I have 2, so I'm going to come to my smaller side, and what do I need to put in front of it to get that balance? Here I have 2, and over here I only have 1. A 2. So that changed my sodium like I wanted it to, but also it changed my carbon and my nitrogen, which actually was a good thing.
Yeah, now it's balanced, right?
Because now if you look, 2, 2, 1, 1, 4, 4, so everything is balanced.
Got it?
And that's how it happens. Like usually you put 1 in there and then it kind of fixes everything. Do y'all have any questions on for my virtual students on the thing that you're working on? The slides online? All right. That's what we're going to work on for the rest of the period. And then don't forget that you have a quiz tomorrow. Okay. Go ahead. Oh, I got you. I like that. I like that. You good? All right. Let me stop recording for a minute here.